Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind let's play of Ace Attorney's Spirited Justice. My name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story receiving channel, and today, well, we are going to try to poke holes in this insight of hers, and at the same time, treat the Khura'in people about what a defense attorney is all about. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day today. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict. Wait just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this Divination Seance for myself yet. As the defense, I had the right to check it. Is that really necessary? I had to get home and apologize to my wife. I guess she really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer becoming utterly crushed by the power of the seance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy. We'll know. I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to your class with your wife. It certainly does sound worth seeing, and it'll give me just a tidbit to tell the missus. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit? Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the Divination Séance performed again, But then, right after the tearful begging, I really had to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that defeated despairer all that awaits him. Oh, the dots. There she is, her benevolence. Your benevolence, Rayfa Padma Khura'in. Padma? As in like Padme from Star Wars? That's pretty awesome. I'll take that. Rayfa Padma... Rayfa... I can't see any puns in that one. By the way, thank you all for liking and commenting the last video. If you do like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe. Sitem noted that it's all B. Yes, all B, not Albi or Albi, all B. And Gyakuten noted that the all B's pun is not alibi like I thought, but it's actually I'll be your guide. So I'll be your guide. I'll be your guide. So, yep, thank you all for that. And everyone else who commented and I have not seen yet. Thank you for coming all this way once again. Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Bar-headed attorney. Yes? I am told you question the veracity of the sacred Divination Seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. I mean, all I want is a fair trial for Albi. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair. Do explain yourself, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell the story? How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner? Did you hear that? Did she already talk to her benevolence? Does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider. Won't stand for it. You must be punished. Yikes. Looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Punish him! Silence! One and all. She looks really cool. I like her design. Is she, standing up for me? Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion. Well, well. Looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures, with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lily worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over. Alright, I take that back. None of his plotting can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, you will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, your benevolence, the Divination Seance, if you would. Certainly. Nina, my robe. That was a cool animation there. I like that.
O Holy Mother, we hold this Divination Seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Apparently she thinks she's Lauren Blackwell from the Blackwell series. That was beautiful. Incense. Song of Ceremony. Boy's voice. Pain. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. A final message to the victim's soul. The last communication of his mitama. The Divination Seance has revealed this to us. Our benevolence can use the power of spirit communion to project the victim's memory at the last few moments before their demise. So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Rawl actually experienced? In the victim's memory, we see the accuser raise a weapon over his head. We didn't actually see that. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad. Now, do you see why I'm in incredible pain? More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? There it is! There's a face of a man being utterly crushed. Oh, how long waited to see it! Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty? Oh, yes, very satisfying indeed. Now, are you finally convinced, Traveler, the accused is most certainly guilty? Am I really the only unbiased one here? Well, now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the default culpability act against you. Yeah, I was wondering if there was a consequence to losing the case. You'd be free to slick back to your country with your tail between your legs. The Defense Culpability Act? What's that? Well, culpability means you're guilty of, or you're at fault. What? You mean you honestly do not know? No? Man, what a buffoon. He doesn't even know what Defense Culpability Act and he's here being defended? What's with all the, hubbub? Well, not only is he a lying, black-hearted liar, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or the DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. Wow, I nailed that. I nailed that exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. What? What kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, when an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate, some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. That's as it should be. The history of our courts proves that attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. What is she, part Dalek? They're all Daleks. Daleks. Yeah, just a bunch of Daleks in here. I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? You fell right into my trap, Phoenix Wright. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge! So that's why he's so eager to have me defend Albie. chased out and humiliated back home, they brought me to the foothills of Khura'in. I thank my lucky stars that I'm a chief prosecutor here now. How exactly did you become chief prosecutor here? Defense. Know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too. That explains Alby's reaction earlier. Defend me, Mr. Wright. What are you saying? You can't do that. Your Majesty, isn't a prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason! One should pay for such a crime with one's life.
Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances.
The death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty?
Do I look like I'm kidding? I'll have you put your life and your dark tinted soul on the line here.
Death? This can't be happening. The courts of resignation are courts that were known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene. Criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to the fight.
Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you, what's more? Are you sure you still want to defend the accused?
Oh. There's Maya to think of in all this too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? Can you actually abandon? Like, I don't think you can, but I want to see what happens if you say yes. Normally you just get like a little bit of a story behind why you can't do what you say, and then it goes back to the original option. So you get a little bit more of the inner thought process, so to speak. A trial I just happened to walk into. Country I just happened to visit. How could I put my life on the line for something like this? I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But what about Albie? She's kind of like a big sister to me. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side. I just can't abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is stand firm and fight. So you get a little bit more story there. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit you defeated while before me the chief prosecutor for your life.
Objection!
Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. What? But Mr. Wright! Ah! The defendant insists he's innocent. And not even a Divination Seance should be accepted without examination. You tell him, Phoenix.
Pokuga!
But if I found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe in me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Ha ha ha. Bob-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your Bob jobs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Your benevolence. Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. By the way, they keep saying Twilight Realm, and the only thing I can think of is Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Shadow Realm.
Not a wise move, traveler. Not at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads.
Nice crowd. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, but I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. Ooh, what's this? Insight. Rayfa's insight. So is this just like a testimony, except it's based on what she saw rather than what she physically saw? Or what she spiritually saw versus what she physically saw? The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. And with a pine, the victim's vision went dark, and that is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance, a devotion. These are the victim's experiences just before his death. As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, Defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision? Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch. All is a bar in the pool of the souls. So what Mr. Wall experiences with his 5 senses appear in the vision as words, right? Precisely. And by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me. I can use all the extra information I get. Now to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Very well. Incense. Song of Sam. Boy's voice. Song of Sam. Boy's voice. Wait a minute. But Benevolent said after the morning dance or devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that? The cue swung whatever was holding down his victim's head. First, I'll use the sticks to make my way to the insight that seems off. Yes, this is an insight that sounded funny. Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll select it. Song of Ceremony. This is it. This is a part of vision that contradicts the insight. Now I just select sensation I think is inconsistent and then present it. Smell, sound, sight. Really cool.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. Yes, what is it, Barbed Head? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right. What of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Raw could still hear the song of ceremony?
Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim had was just a practice run of the song of ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Pine, if you would. Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate with the statement.
I see. So, what the victim heard was that practice session. Ugh.
There goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. What a picture. It's amazing.
However, Mr. Pine, I admit one detail troubles me.
Ask away, Your Majesty.
It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room?
He's right. It's a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne? Your Majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of the temple, including the treasure room.
Oh, that's right.
Speakers? For what purpose?
Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the secret music of the performance hall throughout the temple.
That's why the victim could hear the song of ceremony in the seance vision. It was a practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers.
Thank you for your explanation, your benevolence. Well, that makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded metal man like me.
Think nothing of it.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us?
Very well. Insight revised. Song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. I'd better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. It's a bit hard to focus on insights with this seance vision going on. I'll try using pause to temporarily stop the vision. There, I paused the vision. I think I can use circle and square to jump to different parts of the vision. I'll try and move the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel there. Okay, now that I know how to get around in Seance visions, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insight and the vision. Okay, so the Magatama marks are I'm just thinking, hold on. Okay, so... Oh. Right, other ones. The accused swung whatever's holding down the victim's head. With the pain, the victim vision went dark. So when he lost his life. Song and ceremony the victim heard was a practice run. But we didn't hear pain until after. Do we have to present court record or do we have to present some inconsistency? The going number of thefts around temple will retain security throughout. Therefore, all the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. Off limits to the public. Discovered at the base. Cerebral contusion. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. So I'm not exactly sure. Touch, sound, smell. See this? Let me go ahead and do this because it may tell me more about what I'm supposed to do here. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh. Everything goes black, and then only after that the victim feels, hey, I got the right answer without even actually trying. I mean, I was thinking that, you know, the order of sequences was out of order because the second prompt should have been where the third prompt was. But I didn't know that would actually get me the answer. Hey, how about that? Fantastic. It does show, though, that you have to play the seance a little bit. You can't just go between states. You have to let it run a bit because the pain one only showed up after I let it run. Which is a little bit devious. Everything goes black, and then only after that the victim feels pain. Inconceivable. This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. My word!
Pukunga! Your benevolence, what is the meaning of this?
I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy.
If what the defense is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply cannot ignore.
Objection!
Now, let's not be too hasty, Your Majesty. I think I can clear this up.
You have something to add, Mr. Pine.
1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear.
And that would be that you're a complete idiot?
On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. I'm afraid it just simply slipped my mind.
Or rather, you knew all along, and only letting it slip now that it's convenient, Pain.
The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? Well now, that explains everything, does it not?
Well, what do you mean, Your Benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would.
The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head.
I see. Well, that makes perfect sense, Your Benevolence.
So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring and benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone! Ah!
Well done! Long may you live and prosper!
Hey, I want to live long and prosper too.
Enough applause. You flatter me.
Now, Your Benevolence, in light of this new information.
Yes, of course. I will add to my insight.
It's a revise again. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. So much for my inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info. And with the new info comes a chance to find new inconsistencies. Now to compare the insights with the vision again and see what else I can dig up. Oh, it's getting harder the more we go through this. Oh, I can keep pressing it. Okay, so I press it. It's like the... Or actually, you just had to wait a second. Yeah, you just had to wait a second. Okay. I didn't have to pause and play it. I just had to wait. Wait, but that was because it wasn't paused. So if I pause it... Yeah, you see it doesn't show up when it's paused. Okay. The accused swung whenever he was holding down the victim's head. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. The song and ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through temple speakers. I don't see any other inconsistencies here. I mean, he's yelling there. You see, there was a, there is a moment when everything goes dark here. I don't know which one is the right one to choose now. Because nothing else seems to line up with anything. I'm not sure. The only thing we haven't done yet is choose the boy's voice, though.
Objection!
There's inconsistency between this insight and the victim's memories. You know what that means? That means I got it wrong. Yeah, that's what that means, because he's not saying anything specific. So that's the game telling you, you got it wrong. Inconsistency, you say? And where exactly do you see this supposed inconsistency? Man, these psychic things are a lot harder than I thought they were going to be, because it's really difficult to pinpoint like an exact moment or sensation to the thing that's being said. Maybe I'll get used to them though. Yes, defense, please be specific. Well, I don't know how specific I can be exactly. I just get the feeling that something doesn't quite add up. You know? No, I do know. I don't know, but I do know that you're getting on thin ice, defense. By your leave, your benevolence. Uh-oh, she's gonna... Yep, penalty's coming. Do it. Penalty! Yeah, I saw it was coming. And here I thought I was skating so gracefully on that ice too. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure this is the insight that's off. I guess I better take another look at which sensation to point out. So is he saying that I'm right in the thing I chose, but I'm wrong in the the sensation? I better check the victim's last memories carefully from beginning to end. And look for a sensation that's inconsistent. Which one I had to choose? I think I chose this one, right? Yeah, I chose this one. Boy's voice. Dang it. Scroll back. Or maybe this is wrong and this is right. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the backup. The victim... So this is the one I chose. So I think this is right. But the sensation was wrong. Why don't I have a history? I need to have a history so I can look back. So I'm pretty sure is what he's saying is that this is right. One of those three things up top are wrong. I have the right box. I may not have the right one of these. One can safely assume the cue struck victim the moment after the blackout began. So, the blackout began. And he feels pain. So one of these is wrong. The bottom is right. One of the top is wrong. So it's either Song of Ceremony, Pain, Incense, or the boy's voice. We've already chosen the Song of Ceremony because that's what he's hearing playing on the speakers. The Song of Ceremony was playing on the speakers. If there's a blackout, then that means all power is lost. So how can he still be hearing the Song of Ceremony if there's a blackout? Okay.
Objection!
That's gotta be it. Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence. As impressive as your spirit community power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? Nope, it's something I'm very good at. I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Khura'inism.
Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind.
It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums. But maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey? It's kind of funny for her to say that. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple's speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out? Yes, exactly. Oh. This contradiction effects can only mean that the Song of Ceremony Mr. Wall heard was not coming from the speakers.
What? Impossible!
Well, what are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. Or the other possible explanation is there was no blackout, or the blackout didn't happen when, you know, at that moment.
But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall.
Okay, we have a map. They are right. The treasure room is way... Although, wasn't he climbing upstairs? So wouldn't he be like in the middle there? I don't know. Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall.
What?
You can't be serious.
There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No.
That this is completely unprecedented. And inconsistency in her benevolence's insides. Unbelievable.
He not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, of evil rules from a feeble mind.
But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. I can't. We can't just turn a blind eye to it.
Hey, how about that? The judge is actually really fair.
But the defense's assertion in the end is meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen at the moment of the murder.
Indeed. The accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. I hate to admit it, but she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie.
I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head.
Well, this event dares to dream of making out of this nightmare alive.
You what?
You still insist on trying to tear down my insides, do you? Yeah? I mean, that's what we do, right? You'd better be prepared to back up your climb. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find out that you are just wagging it. Of course, I can back up my claim. Just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to take a life on it. I concur, Your Majesty. Prepare the tongue shares, chop chop.
Chop chop?
Yes, let's head to Bailey, fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement, chop chop.
Stop! I hear that landlords have several tongues to spare. I'm sure you won't miss one.
Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have his hands up like that? I mean, the only thing I can think of is that he was being threatened. Like, you know how in cop shows or whatever, you'll see a police officer point a gun at someone, they'll say hands up. You put your hands up as a means of showing you don't have anything in your hands. That's the only thing I can think of, but well, the other guy was on a patrol. So maybe Albie was where he wasn't supposed to be. And he was trying to talk his way out of it to the patrol guy. And then when he raises his voice, he was trying to warn him of someone coming from behind. I mean, possibly? Yeah, like that, exactly. Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hand... Oh, the gun. Yes, that's exactly it. Okay, so my postulations here are looking like they're coming true.
Take that!
As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying? The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie. And that's why the defense hands were raised in the air. Okay. So wound.
Who would have thought that the seance vision could be interpreted that way?
This is not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. Not just that, but if we look at the picture, if you look at the picture, there is something that I just noticed as well. The wound on his head is on the back of his head. Albie was facing his front. So if Albie cracked this over the front of his head, the wound would have been more to the front than the back. And this doesn't say if it was to the front or the back of his head, it just says head, but this one clearly shows it's the back of his head. Moreover, his hand is bloody, which means he was hit in the back of the head, like went back to rub his head, and then like fell? There's also a cart behind him. Maybe his body could have been moved by the cart? There's a lot going on in this picture, more than I thought of originally. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare the Lord Devil go against the benevolence? He's no better than that traitor snake, Dhurke. Ooh, who is Dhurke? Traitor snake, Dhurke? Who's that? Yeah, I was wondering that too. I'm sure we'll find out in the future.
No, I can't believe it. A contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, Your Benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all that we hold sacred. They'll be jailed immediately for least majesty.
What? Yeah, you said it. Throw him in jail. Yeah, make him pay for the way disrespect to her benevolence. Ugh, these people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right, exterminate them! Exterminate! Annihilate! Peace! Give me peace! I said peace! Good. Now, everyone, please come down. Is he...
Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment!
No, I can charge him with least majesty.
What? What? Majesty?
He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that.
But, Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap up this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict, and you can go home and make it up to your wife?
We can end the trial now. Not when we just learned new information about the case.
What?
Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction.
Truly, it is shocking. In the 20 plus years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. Just gonna throw this out there, but maybe this has occurred multiple times. It's just you steamroll through the defense, so that way you never understood that most of your verdicts were false. Just want to put it out there. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency. And it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law.
You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer!
No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, your benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not. How about this guy's really fair?
What? I'll have you now.
Your benevolence. Please acquiesce in this, your benevolence.
And God.
If looks could kill.
I won't forget this offense, Bob the Head. I do not admit defeat. I won't.
Bailiff, please see her benevolence out.
Gyakuten will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope they throw you to like a burning fire, yeah, and then
I guess she's still just a teenager after all.
No, then, defense. Mr. Light, was it?
That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix, right.
Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we had this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments.
Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and take a break here. Much love to you all. Thank you for everything, all in number one YouTube community, all YouTube. And if you like us all, don't forget to hit that like, and I will see you again next time. But before I do, I just want to wish you a wonderful, fantastic, amazingly awesome day today. I hope today is just amazing, and you fulfill all your dreams because you're awesome, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you're incredible, and you are just unique and special. And I want you to know how awesome you are. Until next time, my dear friends, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.